to protect that privilege.
The White House laying out a bold defense of presidential powers and executive privilege during yesterday's Q&A in the Senate impeachment trial.
The defense pushing back on calls to hear testimony from John Bolton, President Trump's former national security advisor, as newly resurfaced videos raise questions about Bolton's credibility on Ukraine. Let's bring in today's headliner. He is Hogan Gidley, Deputy Assistant to the President, the Principal Deputy White House Press Secretary. Hogan, good morning to you.
Hey,
Thanks for coming in.
Hey, Ed. Hey, Sandra. How are
So
y'all?
how are you feeling this morning about the possibility of witnesses? There are now some predictions from Republican senators that there will not be any witnesses, number one, and number two, this whole thing could be wrapped up tomorrow. Are you that confident?
Well, I want to make one thing very clear. There already have been 17 witnesses. Remember, House Democrats put them forward when it was in their court. In fact, we got no witnesses. We didn't get to release any evidence. We didn't get to cross-examine. So this whole notion that somehow will there or won't there be any witnesses, we've already had 17. The White House and our side have had none. So I want that very clear. As far as moving forward and whether senators will vote for that or not, again, that's up to them. We've laid out a pretty clear case. The president not only has done nothing wrong, but everything he did do was constitutional, it was legal, it was lawful, and it was, quite frankly, on behalf of the American people. And the process was a sham. I think we all can admit to that at this point. And so we'll see what the senators decide to do.
Are you confident it's going to wrap up, or is this going to drag on for a while?
Well, I'm confident the president is going to be acquitted because there is no evidence of wrongdoing at all. But it remains to be seen what the Senate will do. You know, they wanted this process to play out over there. We're thankful they've given us, quite frankly, a fair trial where the House decided to make it all political, make it all partisan, try and attack this president, not giving him any due process whatsoever. But it remains to be seen. I don't want to get too much into hypotheticals because we're going to try and wrap up the Q&A session this afternoon, or late this evening, I should say, depending on whether or not they use all 8 hours, and we'll see what they do moving forward. But we're ready either way.
So much seemed to change with the release of that portion, the leak, I should say, of that portion of John Bolton's manuscript from his book that has not yet been published. Is the White House trying to stop that book from publishing?
Absolutely not. In fact, the last sentence of the letter that the NSC actually sent to Ambassador Bolton's attorney said, we're happy to work with you so that the book can be published. But let's be very clear here. Right now, according to that letter, the NSC has found top secret information in that book. We don't want to risk the lives of American citizens, our assets overseas, not to mention put our brave men and women in harm's way by getting out information that would reveal sources and methods, for example. So these types of things are monitored at the career level. This isn't a political decision. The NSC has a process for this, and it's very commonplace.
There's multiple reports out there that the White House believes that there is classified information in that book, and therefore the president doesn't want it published. Is there an effort to stop it from being published by the White House?
I'm not aware of any effort for it to stop being published. I can tell you, if the ambassador wants to write a book, we have to make sure we have a responsibility, quite frankly, to the American people and our citizens abroad to protect them at every way possible. And we can't have classified information being published. And so there are serious questions around the information in this book. It's obvious that the National Security Council has deemed a lot of it something that should not be released to the public. We'll see what happens moving forward. But the conversation has been open. It has been started. But I can guarantee you this, the president will make sure that the American people and our soldiers, both men and women who are fighting to keep our freedoms every day, are safe and protected, and that this information, if top secret, if classified, does not make it into the public sphere.